this video, I'm going to make these 3 characters realistic in Photoshop. Thanks man. Kirby, Jeff, Amna, my girlfriend. No, I'm joking, I can make this character real at any rate. First, let's make Jeff. You know what, I think it's better that I start with Kirby first. It might be interesting for you to know that most people consider Kirby the cutest game character of all time, which is exactly the reason why I chose him. I explain that later. To make a character realistic, the first step is always to add the skin texture on them. Kirby's face doesn't have that much details, so I started with the most important part of it, his eyes. At first I designed his eyes in the worst way possible because I wanted to be realistic, but on the other hand I didn't want to suck the cuteness out of him. So after getting an interesting result for his lips and mouth, I went back for his eyes and made them look like this, so that you don't see nightmares of realistic Kirby anymore. But between these two parts, I moved to the most important part of this design, light and shadows. I added texture to his hands and tried to lighten different parts of his body to make a realistic shape, which finally led to this result. In general, making real Kirby was very simple, but Jeff. Sorry, let's move on to the next one, who is none other than Amnon. Many of you who are watching this video right now grew up playing Cut the Rope like me. Amnon was the main character of this game. In this game, we had to guide the candy to his mouth, and some of the levels were really harder than it seems. That's very nostalgic. No, I'm not that young, just okay. Look at this cute little fuck. I did some research, but I didn't find out what exactly is Amnon. But because of the plan I have for him, I tried to turn him into a lizard or something. That's why I used this skin texture. I also used this photo for his teeth, which I'm going to use it a lot later. I also put 2 real eyeballs on his face, which I won't show how they look like raw, because some people might get disgusted or something. But I adjusted them with some bark. Since I had learned my lessons from Kirby, I knew that I should only leave the pupils of his eyes that would not be too girls looking. The last and the most important part of this design, like the last time, is working on the shadows and lights. I used sharper shadows for the lines of his legs and smoother shadows for the edges of his body. After adjusting the light and adjusting some other things, this is the result that we got. Very well, thank you for watching. Our last character is Jeff the Land Shark. Unfortunately, I can't play Marvel Rivals due to not having a proper system, so unlike its players, I didn't have any bad memories of Jeff. And if you have played Marvel Rivals, you know exactly what I mean. Little terrorist. But this was only before I designed this thing. This design was really time consuming and complicated, and for that reason I want to divide this process into 5 parts so that you can understand better what exactly I did. Part 1. Denial. I divided his body into different parts and gave him a skin texture. Because in reality these lower parts are not this sharp or tapered, I slightly faded them, and I have to say it is very suitable for this massive project. I don't think it is going to be that hard. Part 2. Anger. With blur and some shapes, I made his eyes more natural and placed his real tongue instead of his own. Now it's time for his teeth. 4, 5, 17, 18. How much teeth does a shark have in its mouth? Oh, okay. Part 3. Bargaining. Well, I reduced the texture of his collar and put a gold texture for his necklace, cause I'm smart, not lazy, smart. Now I have to separate his whole body with light and shadows and give it a natural depth. Can I just don't make this video? Can I Elon Musk it? Part 4. Depression. Well, adding shadows is over. It's time to add some nails and retouch all of his body for the 10th time. Almost done. Almost done. Part 5. Acceptance. I made his blue color a little darker and added some spots that he had on his body.
3 days later.
Here is the result. It was not that difficult, I was being such a crybaby. The whole reason why I chose 3 cute characters is that I'm going to ruin them in the next video, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Did Mr. Beast bought TikTok?